You know, it goes back to the Greek and the Roman. So you have all these things that are pointing, all right, that are indicators to Babylon the Great being America. You know? So the first to rule over the stead, all right, the first great kingdom of the Edomites were the Greek, all right? So let me get the book of Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. This is the first book of the Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. Salakia. And it says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came up out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes, and he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth. And when they thought to the ends of the earth, all right, and went throughout the ends to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him. All right. So whenever Alexander the Great came into power, all right, he had everybody under him. All right, and this was an Edomite man, you know, that called himself a Macedonian. That his father called himself a Macedonian too. All right, but they were actually Edomites, you know. So that was the beginning of the rulership of the Edomites. So it started with the Edomites that are seen as the leopards, or it started with the Alexander the Great that is seen as the leopard, all right? And then it went to the feet of the bear, which is the end, which represents Gog and Magog, which is Russia, all right? So Russia is going to be the end of America. And then it says, and the mouth was as the mouth of a lion, which is England, Great Britain, all right? If you go into the story of why Great Britain has what's it called? Why Great Britain has a lion, all right? It goes into the pride of the English, all right? Because they were prideful, all right? They saw themselves as lions, you know? So that symbol of the lion symbolizes the pride of the Edomites, you know? And out of that pride came Babylon, all right, which is America. You see, so it's all tied in together. The Greek, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the Roman, all right, the Spanish, the French, the English. That's 7, all right, and the 8th is of the 7, which is Babylon the Great. So let me go to Revelations again, 13, if I can. Salakia. Revelations. Revelations 13, and let me read verse 2 again. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, all right, which represents the Greek, and also in Daniel chapter 8, it talks about the Greek, all right? But that leopard is Alexander the Great, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, all right? That bear represents destruction, all right? So that was the beginning, all right? The beginning was a leopard, and the end is a bear, all right? The beginning of the rulership was the Greek, and the end of your rulership are the Russian. It says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, all right? And that mouth was powerful, all right? So that power represents the English, you see? And also the lion represents their pride, you know? They were proud and powerful. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority, all right? So that great authority and his power and his seat, you know, they were all given to this beast. So right now, you can't do anything, all right? These other countries can't do anything without the permission of NATO and the EU, all right? And if you do as you please, all right, these other nations, if you do as you please, NATO and the EU, if it's not for them, all right, you're gonna get punished. That's why you have a lot of nations that are trying to back out of NATO and the EU, man. All right? Because the United States, all right, like they say, NATO and the EU are the puppets of the United States. You know? Because that great whore that sits upon the beast. You know? Like in the book of Ezra, all right, what was it, Ezra chapter 3, where it talked about what is more powerful, and one came up with wine, all right? One said that wine is more powerful, and another one said that the king is more powerful, all right? And finally, the third one has said that a woman is more powerful, all right? But the truth is even more powerful than the woman, you know? And you can also see that as a spiritual thing, all right? Babylon the Great is that woman, you know? She's powerful. She tells whoever she wants to do it, and they do it, all right? But this truth coming out to the highways and byways, this is what's really destroying Babylon the Great, you know? By way of preaching. Which to people is something foolish, you know? To the people is something simple and foolish. And to them, seemingly, it's easy. All right, but not everybody can do this. Go out to the highways and the byways, you know? Make videos, read, study. Follow Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Stay sincere, you know? Get away from prideness. You know, not being prideful, being wise, knowledgeable, being a student of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, those are all things that you have to fulfill. It's a whole spectrum, man. You know? So not everybody can do that. So, verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. All right? So it had 7 heads. All right? It had 7 heads. The Greek never came back. All right? They never came back as a great nation. Germania Major, Germania Minor, those never came back. The Spanish, the French, you know, even the English, those never came back. But Rome was reincarnated, all right, through NATO and the EU, and also here in the US. You know, Rome was reincarnated, man. And, you know, so it came back. So everybody marveled after the beast. You know? So it says, verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? All right, so they worship the dragon. You have here in the United States, all right, you have what is called the Roman numerals. All right, those are things you learn in school, man. Roman numerals. You learn about the Greek. You learn about Alexander the Great. All right, which was a devil. You know, he was wicked. But you learn about him. You know, you learn about Julius Caesar. All right, so you learn about the Greek. You learn about the Roman, and people wonder after that, man. But they don't want to teach you about King Solomon, who was righteous. They don't want to teach you about King David, who was a righteous man. They don't want to teach you about the prophecies of Isaiah. They don't want to teach you about the prophecies of Jeremiah. You know, Amos, Obadiah. They don't even allow Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. They don't even allow that name to come up in schools anymore, man. You know? And why is that? That's because this nation is blasphemous. That's because the people that are ruling, the elite, the higher ups, they're blasphemous. They're wicked. You know? So, verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as they were wounded to death, which was the Roman Empire. All right, the Roman Empire was wounded to death, man. They tried to revive the Roman Empire after it fell, and it only sustained for a couple months. All right, maybe a couple years, and then it fell back down, you know? Because it wasn't supposed to come back as the Roman Empire. It was supposed to come back as Babylon, NATO, and the EU. You know? It lives on in spirit. So it says, as it were wounded to death, and its deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after that beast. All right, so that beast is representative of Babylon the Great, America, NATO, and the EU, the system. All right, the system that they push, that's what came back as the Roman Empire. You know, it's all one thing. So it says, verse 4. Damn, man. Verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, and they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? All right, so right now you have America, all right, which is the top of the top, the highest, most advanced military, all right, the greatest military in the world, which is Esau, Edom, Babylon the Great, America, you know, which also is a prophecy, you know, that our father Isaac gave unto Esau. He said, by thy sword shalt thou live, you know, by thy sword shalt thou live, man, you know, and like that promise was to the serpent, all right, that you're going to eat dust for the rest of your days. All right. That's in Isaiah 47. You know? Isaiah 47:1. Sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, O virgin daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You know? So that dust is talking about, you know, being brought down low. Same thing as Isaiah 14. You know? That's what that's talking about, man. And in the book of Corinthians, it tells you, all right, Apostle Paul, I believe it was, that said, all right, to keep in the faith until the serpent be bruised under the heel of Yahushai. All right, and who is the serpent? Esau Edom. That's the man of perdition. You know, that's the man of perdition that speaks those lies, man. Psalms 58. You know, that's all talking about Esau Edom. So it says, verse 5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. You know? Let me see. Come on, let me read that again. Revelations 13 and 5. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All right. So those things that it was given power unto him to speak great things and blasphemies. All right. Those blasphemies that he speaks, all right, those blasphemies that he speaks are untrue words, man. You know, they're untrue sayings, venomous things, you know, because he's untruthful. He can't say the truth, you know. So let me go to Psalms. What is that? Salakia. Bear with me. Psalms 55, it's 48, 58. Psalms 58 and verse 1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Damn, man. It says, yea, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of the charmers, charming never so wisely. All right? So, that's talking about, you know, the poison that the serpent in the Garden of Eden, all right, in the paradise, you know, a lustful land. That's what that serpent did, man. You know? He spoke lies to Eve. You know, it's in the book of Corinthians. Can't remember exactly where it was. It might have been Corinthians. Damn, I can't remember exactly where it was. You know, but it talks about, you know, not to be deceived, man. As the serpent beguiled Eve, you know. Why? Because he was cunning with the words that he would speak. That's why you can't have a woman, all right, out there in the highways and byways prophesying, preaching, teaching, exhorting, rebuking, all right? Because that's not up to them, you know? It's not up to them, man. It's up to the man, you know? The man is supposed to do that. And if the man rules wickedly, all right, then his kingdom is wicked. You see? This is Sirach chapter 10. Judith. Sirach 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. All right? As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. All right? So, if Donald Trump was a righteous ruler, all right, then that means the people here living, all right, under Donald Trump would be also righteous. But they're not. You see wickedness increase, man. And that's the vibration that these Edomites are pushing out. 2/3 are pushing out. All right? But like I mentioned, Esdras, all right, the first book of Esdras, he said that the truth is stronger than anything. It's stronger than the wine, all right, which are these lies that Babylon the Great pushes out. It's stronger than the king, all right, which is Donald Trump and the elites, you know. It's stronger than the woman, which is this great whore, Babylon the Great. All right, the truth is longer than anything else, stronger, you know. It says the truth is forevermore, you know. And they can't say that. They can't say that Babylon the Great or America is going to last forever, you know. Because it's all going to be destroyed, man, by the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know. So these Edomites, you know, like it's written in the scriptures, and they say we will come back and build desolate places. And Yahushai said, you will build and I will throw down. And it's been happening. The Greeks, the Romans, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the Spanish, the French, the English. All right? Now we have America. All right? He must continue for a short space. You know? Babylon the Great, America, has only been around for, what, 200 something years? You know? It hasn't been much, man. You know? So the Most High is going to bring desolation, you know, to America. So it says, Verse 3, and an unwise king, all right, Sirach 10 and 3, and an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. All right, and who is more profitable than the Most High? You know, and Yahweh Shai is a spitting image of the Most High. You know, Yahweh Shai does the will of the Most High, so Yahweh Shai also is good. You know, and like it says in Romans 8, Yahweh Shai is going to have the rulership. You know, King David's going to have the rulership. The elect are going to have the rulership. Israel's going to have the rulership, man. You know, you have a lot of brothers that say, we got next. And it's true. You know, because when destruction comes to Babylon the Great, all right, when that destruction comes, you know, nobody else is going to be in rulership but Israel. See, so going back to Revelations 13. Revelations 13 and verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All right, again, going back to Genesis, all right, that was a promise that was given to Esau. Going to 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9, Esau is the last rulership, you know. And in Psalm 58, it tells you that those lies that you speak are like the poison of a serpent. You know? So Esau Edom is that serpent, man. He is that serpent. So verse 6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. All right? So now he's blaspheming against the Most High. Blaspheming against his tabernacle, which is Israel, and blaspheming against the angels. You know, that goes to show this is a wicked man. You know, because he says the angels are so-called white people, you know, which they aren't. They're so-called Negroes. And they say that the Most High, all right, the Most High doesn't know what he's doing. You know? That's why they came out with this science, which is nothing but pseudoscience, you know? Fake knowledge. That's all it is, man. It's just fake knowledge, you know? Yeah, you have to have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, all right? But that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding comes from the scriptures, you know? Not because you're book smart or because you know every single word in the dictionary. That's not going to get you saved. Or because you know how to build a robot. That's not going to get you saved. All right? You have to know how to build character, man, according to scripture. That's what's going to get you saved. That faith you carry. You know? The works you do. Like it says in Revelations 14. You know? And their work and their works do follow them. You know? So it says, and it was given unto him, all right, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So who's supposed to have the biggest rulership besides Israel? All right, who's supposed to have the biggest rulership besides Israel? For that, let's go to Genesis, which I've been making mention of. Genesis chapter 27 and verse 37. Salakia. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given unto him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do unto thee, my son? It says, and Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. You see? And that's what Esau did. You know? He broke free from the rulership of the Israelites. All right? And he took over the whole world, man. You know? It says that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck. Why? Because he put us into slavery. You know? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He put us into slavery, man. You know? We had to follow after this man. It wasn't the other way around. So what did he do? He broke the yoke from off his neck. And he has the dominion. You see? He's in charge. He owns the money. He owns the people. He owns the masses. He owns the media. He owns the skies. He owns the lands. All right? He is the most powerful man in the earth, man. Esau Edom. As of right now, the most powerful man in the earth. You know? Who can make war with this man? You know? That's how people see it. Who can make war with this man? He's the most powerful man in the earth. All right? But Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has established his saints, has established his men to go out in the highways and byways, all right, and bring down Babylon the Great by ways of preaching, by ways of prophesying. You know? That's how the Most High is getting rid of this place, man. By the prayers of the saints. Because that's what he really listens to. You know? This is Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and I'm going to start off at verse 3. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 3. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, all right? That's when the saints are overcome, you know, which already happened, but it's also going to happen again, you know? Not all saints, but you know, there's going to be certain that are going to be destroyed. All right, the flesh is going to be destroyed, but also some are going to be saved, you know? And in the end, all the saints are going to be saved. The dead and the living, all right? So it says, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace, all right? Because they're asleep, you know? Like King Masha. King Masha is asleep. All right, you had Yahweh Shai that said that that woman was asleep, you know, So when we sleep in the dust, all right, and we're part of the elect, the Most High is going to wake us up. You know? You have to believe in that.